Hello, welcome back. This is the Digital Academy. Today we are going to see about force in the motion. In our today's lesson, we will see concepts of force, types of forces, and the fundamental nature of forces. So, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe what a force is and explain the type of force as well as explain the fundamental nature of forces. Let us start. When we talk about force, it means when we push or pull an object and displace it from its position, we are indirectly applying external force, external unbalanced force on the object. So we can define force as a push or a pull acting on an object, causing it to move, stop, or change direction. So force can make an object to start or stop motion. It can also make an object speed up or slow down, or it can change the direction of the motion of an object. And if the force acted on an object is more than 2, it can also change the shape of the object. And force is a vector quantity. It expressed by both magnitude and direction. So when we represent force in a algebraic form, it's represented by capital F is bold and its unit is in Newton. It is SI unit is Newton. Let's come to types of force. Based on their interaction, we can categorize force into two categories: contact force and non-contact force or field force. When we say contact force, as a force that is when an object that is observed when an object is in contact to each others, which means the effect of contact force will be observed when an objects are in contact to each others or when they are sliding past over each others. When we come to the field or non-contact force as the force that do not need touching of the object. It acts over the distance. The force that acts over the distance is called non-contact force. When we see examples of contact force, frictional force, as we said, it should be an object to object passing or sliding over each others. So, frictional force, applied force, tension force, and drag force. All these kind of force are examples of contact force. And another examples of field forces or non-contact force are force of magnets, force between two magnets. Magnets can act over a distance, or we can feel when two magnets are attracting or repelling each other over a distance. Gravity and electrostatic force are also another examples of field or non-contact forces. Fundamental forces of nature. In nature, there are four fundamental forces. The first one is gravitational force, electromagnetic force, and strong nuclear uh, force and weak nuclear forces. Let's see gravitational force. The force of attraction between object with mass, or the force between two objects. Those are at some distance with each others and the two have a mass m. They experience force, attraction force between them, and this force is gravitational force. And this gravitational force is a weak force, is the very weakest force, but it can act over infinite distance. We can see the examples of Earth's gravitational pulling of the object down to the center of the Earth. That is what we call gravity. So, gravitational force is a force of attraction. And when we come to electromagnetic force, is the force between charged particles, and it's responsible for electricity, magnetism, and the light. For example, the attraction between magnet and iron is electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force is can be also electric force or magnetic force. So attraction between magnet and iron is magnetic force. So it is electromagnetic force. And we can see another example here. The force between positive charge and a negative charge is an electrostatic force, which is attraction force also, and it is also called electromagnetic force. When we come to strong nuclear force, is a force that holds atomic nuclei together. It is as the strongest force, but it acts over a very short distance, which is nearly around 1.5 fm or femtometer. For example, a strong nuclear force is the binding proton and the neutron in an atom. So, a strong nuclear force is the one of the main player in stability of the nucleus. Okay, when we come to the nuclear or weak nuclear force is responsible for radioactive decay and the particle interactions, and it is weaker than electromagnetic and strong forces. For example, beta decay in radioactive elements. In beta decay radioactive element, weak nuclear force is responsible. Good. Let's see now your understanding. Try to answer this three questions and make understanding of the lesson. I will put the answer of this question in the comments. Thank you for your visiting. Don't forget to subscribe and like and put your comment. Thank you again.